everybody, so I know I'm doing this one a little bit late. Part of the reason for that is things have just been kind of crazy. Been working on trying to get the house organized, get my cousin and her husband getting settled in, getting used to having 4 dogs and a cat in the house instead of just 2 dogs and a cat in the house, because they've got 2 bigger dogs. Um, Also, as I'm sure you noticed when me clearing my throat, I've relapsed a little bit with sickness, but nothing bad. It may just be allergies. Anyway, in my previous video, I mentioned that I had gotten thread and I was going to start working on my Up from the Coup again. So I'm going to show you all the progress I've gotten done. Voila! Let's see if I can go a little closer here. Voila! You can actually see the deer. What? The deer's head here. Get the thread out of the way. So I've gotten all of this, like from the deer's head here, straight up, straight over this way, all of this done. And this is like what I've got included so far. This is 4 pages worth. So there's that one. And then I was on a hiatus from that one, and I've actually worked on that one pretty much all this week. So I've been kind of keeping with my stitch rotation a little bit. I've been doing working on that one for about 4 days, and working on this one for about 4 days, and working on Heaven Earth Design for just kind of in a mix. Anyway, with the Pokemon one, here's what I've gotten with that one. Is I finished this page, and then I did all of this, which this is 2 pages worth. And I didn't even realize who that one was. Anyway, so you can see Blastoise's outline there. Get a melt above the deal so y'all can hear me. But there's what I've gotten done with that one so far. Well, I've had it on a stand, so I've had the rest of it bunched up. Get it in the frame here. Well, there we go. So there's what I've gotten done with that one so far. And my cousin said she may help me videotape me doing my parking, but I just picked up, and I will show you my Heaven Earth Design, which I know I mentioned in a previous video also that I had stopped working on because my husband wanted me to redo it. However, let me tell you how this went. I started stitching 2 threads over 1, full cross stitch, and that was what I did the first 4 pages minus like 3 10 by 10 blocks on the 4th page. Anyway, I did all 2 over 1, full cross. However, I was tearing my fingers up, as I had mentioned in previous videos. And so I had somebody suggest to me that I should have tried doing it 1 over 1. Made the comment that I really didn't like the coverage. However, I really didn't do a large enough section to actually see that as you stitch, it does tighten up. So I started trying to do 1 over 1. Well, without showing my husband the difference, and since this one is for him, he was like, well, you're probably better off doing, just starting over. So I was like, okay, fine, you buy me the materials, I'll start over. Then I asked him the other day, I was like, well, if you're going to buy me the materials to do a new one for you, can I just take this one and finish it for my dad? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. It's yours to do with what you want. You can do it. He's like, I would just prefer the one you do for me to be start over so that it's all equal, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. However, then you look at it, let me show y'all what I've gotten. Let me get that out of the way. Getting close there. You can see where all those leaves are. That's where I've been working at, is these last 2 rows, because I'm on page 5 now. Anyway, he took a look at it the other day, and he's like, are you pulling my leg? I can't tell that you switched. Are you sure you switched? Are you positive? Are you telling me the truth? And I was like, yeah, I switched it. And he's like, he got in real close, and he's like, okay, I can see, and then move back, and he's like, but back here you can't tell. I was like, so do you just want me to finish it for you? And he was like, yeah. He's like, so what we've decided is I'm going to finish it. if the difference is way too noticeable once it's actually completely finished, I'll either keep this one in just a storage bin, kind of as a, hey, this was my first 7/8 design I ever started. This is what I was learning to do on. Or it's going to go to my dad, and then I'll do a new one for him. If he ends up liking it and the difference isn't too noticeable, then I will get it framed and it'll go up in my house. So we'll wait to see. Anyway, I am almost finished with the first row of 10 by 10 squares on this page, so I'm super happy. I've only got 1.5 blocks left to go, which is what I'm going to try to finish today. However, on a sad note, well, semi-sad, depends on how you view it. This will be my last video for probably about 2 weeks. The reason is I am heading out of town Saturday. I will not be back until possibly the 2nd or 3rd of March. And then when I get back, I will also be in the middle of a math class because I will start that while I'm down at my parents' house. And I will be right in the middle of my 2nd week of that class, I believe. So I don't want to try to update any videos, and I don't know how much costume I'm going to get done at my parents'. I'm going to probably try to take my Heaven and Earth design, because I can just take it off the frame and just work with it off the frame. And my dad also has the same stand I do, that I have this one, my Heaven and Earth design on, so I may just use his stand if I need to, just keep my frame. But anyway, that's the one I'm planning to take. But my son's also going with me, as is my cousin. So if I'm able to do a video when I get back, I will try. But I'm not going to make any promises. So for all intents and purposes, we'll just say that I am on hiatus for about 2 weeks. When I get back, I will do an update. I will show you all the work I got done on my Heaven and Earth design while I was gone. And hopefully maybe try to get my cousin to do the recording for me so that I can show you all my parking process on my Heaven and Earth design, since it's pretty much the same as my Up in the Coulee. However, it's just a lot more detailed. Anywho, my son's going to be a pain and wants some attention, so this is where I get to cut off, and y'all have fun stitching. Keep those needles going.